So here, let's say I want to create it as a block. So go for a block, and let's say I want to create a coffee table. So size is bigger, and I select the object, and pick point I would prefer to give it to the center of the circle, and other things will remain same, and I want to delete it, scale uniformly, and other things. So here, so if I want to put it over here now, let's say I can select the coffee table from here, and I can insert it over here. Now here, now I feel that the size of the coffee table is a bigger one. I want to reduce it, and I want to edit it. So let's say I have a bigger space here. Let's say there are numerous insertion of this coffee table. Let's say this coffee table is inserted at several places in this plan. So this is something of layout that I want to go for. But at this moment of time, let's say I want to edit this coffee table and reduce the size of this circle, and I want to make the number of settings. Right now it is 6, so I want to make it as 4 settings, right? So what I do is over here there's a command called bedit. So here select the block that is a edit block. So I can edit a block. If I double click it, will be displayed. Now select that block that you want to edit. For example, this is a coffee table. There's a display over here, and press OK. Now you are in the block editor. Here basically there are a lot of tools that will come in the block editor, like the block authoring palette, like using the dynamic blocks and other things. So we can see some of the examples of dynamic blocks, how can that can be used, but there are a lot of things over here. But apart from that, what exactly I would suggest is I want to change the size over here. I want to use this option to change the size of the let's say the coffee table is 3 feet. I want to make it 30 inches, and so let's say 30 inches. So, and now I want to delete this particular object, and I want to make it a 4-sitting sofa, 4-sitting coffee table. And so I'm editing the block. Which block? The coffee table block, and making it, and I want to make it as a 4-seater than the 6-seater. So just to move it a bit so that it is here. And here you can use the array command. So you can go to the home and you can see the array tool, or you can say AR. So select the object that you want to array. So the polar array, and here I go up with this, and the number of items that I want to have it is 4 units. So now you have and then what you can do, first of all, close the array. And next is basically close the block editor. So save, there will be a dialog which will be displayed. The changes you have made have not been saved. What you want to do? So if you want to save this change, there is an option in the block editor. So click on the block editor, save block. So now if you close the block editor, now you can see all the objects that were of the same block is now changed. So this is the how you can do the editing of a block. So we'll be doing the editing part in most of the things. Some of the blocks I will show how the editing can be done. So going forward, let's do a kind of toilet plan, how we can make a toilet, what are the plumbing fixtures like the WC or the sink or the faucets, how we can make it and place it in our layout. For this, I would be also doing a sample plan layout for the plumbing, and then we can do it. So I'll take a case, and then we'll be doing a metric one, like in mm, how can we do this, and we have done it in inches, so you will also learn how to do in millimeters, right? So before doing the toilet plan, I would like to basically introduce to another tool, that is the design center. Now what are the design center? So for that you need to go with the command called ADC, Autodesk Design Center. So the moment you click on ADC, now you look into it, the design center dialog box will be open. Now it's very interesting because I have been using it for a long time, and here you find that the design center is opened up with a sample folder, and there is a design center folder over here. So now if you look into the design center folder, there are certain drawing files along with it, and there is a preview of them in the right hand side. So for example, now here you have the folders. The folder of the design center folder is here, and let's say if I go with one by one, let's say if I go with the electrical power. So if you click on the electrical power, there would be in this particular drawing file, there is a blocks whose previews are being seen. So you can use this blocks in your drawing file, right? You have the dimension styles, you have this layers. So design center not only provides you with the list of the blocks, but it also gives you the list of the layers, line types, table styles, visual style, text style used in different other drawing files, so that you can bring it down into your own current project. So but now we are talking about the blocks. So let's say the blocks in the electrical power. So you can see that here we have got different kind of blocks over here. So let's scroll more down and see what else is there. So you have this fasteners. So again, as I said, that you would be having for metric as well as for the US, that is the feet inches. So let's say if I go for fasteners, you can see the hex. Now you can see the naming convention. Now the naming convention is done like hex cap, half-inch side. So it's very important that you name the block correctly so that you can use it anywhere. So if you have this hexagonal bolt, now if you want to bring it into your drawing file, just you need to do, insert block, and you can get it over here in the screen, and it would be inserted in the layer. So then if you want to have this let's say different kind of you can drag it also. Let's say if you want a side face, if you want to on the different kind of in top, inside, so you can get it. So this is one example. Now this block is now inserted in my current project. So with now you can see that the list is over here. Now this particular block is listed here. Now apart from that, let's say I go further down with this. Now here are certain tools over here in the design center, which we say that if you want to see it, let's say different kind of options are there. Preview. So if you have a block, so the preview is visible, you can click on it. You can see that different kind of options will be. So with preview, and this is the hierarchy list. Then you can have small icons over here. You can have the large icon. So you can, it's basically how you want to see it. So the tree view is not visible here. So if you click on it, the tree view is gone. So tree view is here. Apart from that, here you have the details. Again, you can have different kind of icons over here. So there are three tabs. One is with the drawings. Now let's say there is a drawing that I had opened. You can also use the blocks that are in the other drawings. For example, the ground floor plan, which is open over here, there's a block over here, so I can use this block, drag it over here, and now it is having a different scale, so I can always have it inserted in a different scale. Okay. So it's very important that what scale I use, because once you're defining the block, it should be defined in a particular insertion scale as well as the units. So we can look into it. Now let's go to the folder option. So here in the design center folder, you have this called home space planner. So here in the blocks, you can have this bed. So you can drag it, you can place it over here, right? So then you can have the chair. You can have so these are some predefined blocks there, a sofa with round blocks, and let's say a table. So these are some of the blocks that is there in the design center. You can create your own design center. You can basically create a drawing file with a lot of blocks inside it, and then you can bring it at this particular project that you're working into it. So let's say if I want to go with the plumbing one, so I would go here as a house designer, and let's see. So then we have let's see how it's there, house designer. Then you have the blocks. So you have this bathtub over here. So then you have this faucet over the sink over here. Then you can have the side view of the toilet, you can have the top view of the toilet, and then you can have the front view of the toilet. A sink is over here, the faucets is over here. Of a bathroom, you can have it in a different block, so you can always drag them and get it into your project. So I'm just picking some of them so that, and we'll create some of them. So here we are, and I close this. So how did I get it? ADC is a command, and the design center opens. Another thing that till yet I have not told you how to do it from the ribbon. So in the insert, you have this option, the insert the block. So here you have you can insert the block from this. You can see that here you have the preview of the block. You can drag it from here and you can get it here. And apart from that, there's an option called create a block or a right block. So I haven't yet discussed about right block, but definitely I'll be doing it. And then the block editor. So you know how to open the block editor, like double clicking it or clicking into it. So you can select the block editor will be opened. Moving forward, let's erase this clutter from here because it is already saved. So let's create a toilet, and let's see how the blocks can be used. Let's say I have a toilet, so I create a wall over here. So let me create a toilet plan. Let's say toilet, let's say at the rate 4 feet, 6 feet. So let's start with the 4 feet and 6 feet toilet, which is something around, you can see that it is a, let me go with a rectangle, let's say at the rate 4 feet, 6 feet. So let's say if I go with this particular toilet section, let me have a dimension of it so that I can have the internal dimension. So this is okay. So I go with a 9-inch wall here, and let's say offset 9-inch wall. And so let me increase the size, because if I would suggest I should go with a 6 feet by 8 inches toilet. Then I can further reduce it. So let's say at the rate 6 feet and 8 feet. So 6 feet, 8 feet. So let's say I have a 9 inches wall over here. I've got now adequate place for a sink, for a bathing area. I can put my faucets here. A lot of things I can do. So let's see, the entry of the bathroom is from this place. So I have this, I can explode it right now. So let me have let's say the toilet opening, I would go with it as, let's say 2 feet 9 inches. That's a size of the door that I'm going to use. So trim it and insert the size. Now you have the doors over here. So let me get the door right. So I can have it here with let's say like this, and then I can flip it there. So I have told you how to flip it. So you have a line. Let's say you can have a create a line, and then you can have a mirror to it, and yes, and then if you want to adjust it, let's say it's going up out, so you can always adjust it to a point. So now you have the door over here. Let's say if you want to put the sink at this point and the WC at this point and the faucet somewhere here. So let's see how it is. Let me dimension it. So with the dimension linear, so I go with this, let's say the size is 7 feet 6 inches at this moment. Not the internal dimension, but the exterior dimension. So I can have a window over here. I can create a ventilator block or simple a ventilator. So let me have the layer of the furniture on, and let's say I insert the toilet. So I can use this one. So here, if I want to go with the rotate option, that's good. So let's say rotation angle 180 degree. So I can insert it somewhere here. So now if I want to move it to a particular point, let's say I want to have it at a particular distance, let's say 3 inches from here, or let's say this is, I can just move it 3 inches, yeah, 2 inches. So this is the WC that I have put. I want to have a sink over here, and I want to have a faucet over here. So Then I can go here and have the sink. So you have the top of the sink, and you can always have the rotate option, and let's say you place it here, and let's say 90 degree. So here you can place a sink. So here you have this, you can move the sink to a bit smart. So now you have the standard sizes of the toilet. Now you can see how the toilet is, and now you want to have the faucets, let's say for the bath and the showers also. Let's say here. So I haven't taken the faucet yet. So you have the, so you can put the faucet somewhere. Again, you can go for a rotate option, say 90 degree rotate, and you can put the faucet somewhere here. So this is how basically a plumbing layout can be made, and then you can have different line works showing the traps. Okay, you need a trap also. Let's say you need a flow trap, you need a Nahani trap kind of thing. Then you can have the plumbing layout. So placing the objects with the block. So you can have a number of you can block entities and different kind of block objects into the drawing and make it more descriptive if you want. Right, so just I want to basically here finish this particular option with then we will be going with the measure and divide, and we'll be doing rebarring kind of thing. So how we can place rebars at equal interval using the blocks and the shapes of the rebars, so that we can understand how it can be used in our structural drawing also. So here we, the next drawing file that I will open is in metric, and I will explain you how to work in metric, how to make the drawings in metric, and how you can use the blocks in metric also. So here, so we did something that for the plumbing layout. So similar things we can have for the electrical. So if I want to have the electrical plan, I can have the power sockets over here. Let's see the design center has it or not, or we can create it also. So let's say here we have the electrical power circuit over here. So here, if it is not there, let's say we have an alarm. Okay, we have a transformer. So you don't have a, you have a fan. Let's say this is a kind of exhaust fan. So okay, so you can create those icons. Let's say if I want to create a icon of that is from the legend. Let's say I would have a legend of a electrical plan from where I want to create the different switches and the lights. For example, if I want to create a fan, so I have a circle. Let's say 42 inches dia would be the fan dia. So let's say 42 inches. So I go with a layer called electrical here. So then I give a color over here so that I can make it some differentiator. I can make it current, but I have to move this object to the electrical layer, so that and then let's say I give a symbol from the, let's say the CFM, let's say, which shows that it would be a fan, a symbol of a fan. So I can do a mirror option, and so let's say I create a fan block. So I say a fan. So when I'm doing an electrical plan, I would like to have this fan because of the fan boxes. I need to show the location of the fan. So here we have, so now we can go with, and let's see if I want to show the location of the fan. So I can go with the fan option, and so and show the fan right way here. So this is how the electrical, then I can have the switches, one-way, two-way switch, or let's say I want to have a socket, power socket over here, 15 ampere or 5 ampere. I can have it from the legend. I want to have some lights. Let's say if I want to have some concealed lights over here, so I do a block, let's say 10 inches dia, and let's say, so these are the concealed lights. So I can have a lighting, I can have a layer for the lights, or I can put it in the electrical, have a block. So I can have concealed lights over here. Select the object, and you can put it here, and pick the point. I would prefer it would be a center point, and so you can have in the location of the light, you can always have a concealed light, and here you go. By now you have learned the uses of blocks. So now you have learned how to edit the block also, and next we'll be learning about a few examples from the structure, how we can use the block in the structure, like the rebars, and then we will be moving towards a bit example of elevation, how blocks can be used in elevations and sections, and then we'll be going with attributes, and we'll finish the session with attributes and application.